Hey team, and welcome to episode 4 of Runna's yoga series. My name's Lewis, and I'm going to be taking you through the next 30 minutes of this gentle, dynamic flow designed to strengthen your core and improve your running posture. You can expect some stability challenges here, some mindful transitions, all designed to build functional strength for your running. So come to seating on your mat when you're ready in this easy meditation or this easy seated pose. If it feels comfortable for you to cross your legs, then that's fine. Maybe keep a loose cross or fold of the legs if that feels a bit more accessible to you. Placing hands on your knees, we're going to sit nice and tall and close the eyes down. And the first thing we want to do here is bring your awareness to your breath. Slowly beginning to slow the heart rate down, quieten the mind, and just notice the points of contact with the earth beneath you. So allow the hips to melt away into the earth while still growing tall through the spine. On your inhales, allow the abdomen to expand, the chest to rise. And on your exhales, allow the navel to draw in towards the spine, a little lift of that belly button. Good, breathing deeply here. Just preparing yourself mentally for what should be a gentle but challenging flow, especially for the core. In your own time, slowly begin to blink the eyes open. And when you're ready, just going to roll over the knees if that feels safe too. If not, I'm just going to offer an option just to swing the feet round and come into this tabletop position. Spreading the fingers so the hands are beneath the shoulders, and then starting to lift the chest to move through your cat and cow. So lift the chest and then around the back, tucking the tailbone under. See if you can keep that deep breath that you established in your seated meditation just then, and try and link that breath through to these movements. As you inhale, lift the chest, broaden through the collarbones. As you exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone under. Really preparing the spine here as you open through the chest and abdomen, round through the back and shoulders, moving through what we call extension in this position in your happy cow pose, and flexion in your angry cat position. So shoulders are domed and we're arching back. Beautiful. In your own time, maybe starting to move a bit more intuitively, exploring those nooks and crannies in your body, those edges that maybe we don't explore in traditional shapes and traditional asana poses, as you call them in Sanskrit. And then you're ready to, in your own time, just going to tuck the toes underneath the feet on your inhale. And as you exhale, press the hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. Now for your first downward dog of the day, you're just going to start to pedal through each heel one leg at a time. So bend one knee, straighten the opposite leg. And just shift the hips side to side, exploring the length through the calves, through the hamstrings. Keep pressing arms to straight. Press the chest towards the thighs, maybe hips to lift a little bit higher up and a little bit further back with each breath that you take. And then come to stillness. Try to press heels towards the earth as you spread through the fingers. And press palms flat so that the arms stay straight. Notice before we move on, if you can slide the shoulders away from the ears, you're engaged through those lats. Beautiful. In your next inhale, travel forward. You should be able to rock into a plank position without having to adjust the feet here or the hands. Keep the tailbone tucked under for me and press into the upper back and shoulders. We're just going to keep breathing in this plank position. So on the inhales, remember belly expands, chest expands. And on the exhales, navel draws in towards the spine, that little lift up of the belly button. Keep breathing in this plank. Beautiful. In your own time, release the knees. Soften through the elbows, release the chin and chest to mat here. And then inhale, slide the chest forwards, engage upper back and shoulders, keeping elbows in nice and tight for me. Beautiful. Exhale, push the hips back onto heels. Find a child's pose for one breath. Knees to the outer edge of the mat. Arms extended as far forward as feels comfortable for you. And then your inhale, come back into your tabletop. Exhale, press hips back high and further to the edge of the mat. And then this time as you inhale, we're just going to rock forwards into that plank again. Taking one last deep breath in your plank pose here. Placing your right hand in the center of the mat, we're just going to separate the feet hip width apart and roll onto the edges of both feet. Maybe this feels a little bit spicy already and you want to support yourself bending the top knee, or support yourself bending the bottom knee. Top leg can stay straight. Notice that shoulder stacked above the wrist here and hand can just rest on the hip. Taking 2 more breaths here. Working real strong into those obliques. And in your own time, as you exhale, release the hands shoulder width apart. Options to lower knees or keep legs straight if you feel engaged and warm already, as we lower through our modified vinyasa. Inhale, lifting the chest, find that baby cobra. And exhale, find your child's pose. Bum back onto heels, arms extended forward. Beautiful. Inhale, coming into that tabletop once again. And exhale, press hips up and back, find downward facing dog. Wonderful. Take a deep breath in. Shoulders travel forwards above the wrists. Same setup on the other side. Left hand comes to the center of your mat. Rolling onto the outside edge or outside and inside edge of both feet. Remember, you've got an option to stay with straight legs or to modify as you did on the other side. Maybe you want to challenge that balance a little bit more, reaching top hand up to the sky and looking towards the fingertips. Last 2 breaths here. Stay strong through that left shoulder. Keep it away from the ear. Beautiful. And exhale, release hands so they're shoulder width apart. And we'll lower down now. This time, knees bend. Keep a straight line from the knee to the back of the shoulders as you bend the elbows. Find that half chaturanga. Inhale, pressing arms to straight. Hips stay down here for your cobra. And bring shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Find your downwards facing dog. Spending 2 breaths in your down dog as we inhale, spread the fingers. Exhale, pressing palms to root down into the earth. Inhale, bend the knees, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift the hips a little further up, a little further back. Wonderful. Inhale, lifting the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot between the hands, release the left knee down. Come into your low lunge as you inhale, arms alongside the ears. Exhale, open through the shoulders, lean the torso forwards. Big doming of the shoulders as you imaginarily lift up a beach ball. And as you exhale, reach back, open through those shoulders. We'll do 2 more here. Inhale to reach and lift. Exhale to open and release. Good, and that last one, I'm going to keep the hands high, so exhale to open. Inhale, keeping hands high. See if you can bring the palms together, maybe interlace the fingers and release the index finger. Roll the shoulder blades back and down here. So try to stay engaged as you brace through the core here, almost lifting that navel in and up as I've suggested a few times. Engage with that left glute, so we got a nice stretch through the obliques. And maybe you find the back bend here a little bit. Get 1 last breath here, going tall as you can, energy reaching up through the fingertips. And as you exhale, bring hands to heart center, taking your twisted lunge variation. Left elbow comes to left knee. Maybe this is enough. I want you guys to stay where you are, but I'm going to just change sides on the mat so that you can see from the other side. So left elbow hooks around the outside edge of the right knee. Then begin to press the palms together so the thumbs are in line with the center of your chest. Option to release the hands a little bit further away from the chest if that feels safer for you. Staying with the breath. If you want a little bit more of a challenge here, you can tuck the left toes under and straighten that left leg, but there's more of this spiciness to come later. Beautiful. And then next exhale, begin to release the hands either side of the front foot and step back through a vinyasa. Optionally, we can bend elbows this time. Keep a straight line from the head to heel. And then inhale, pressing through the hands. Hips are off the mat for upwards facing dog. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to repeat that same sequence on the other side, taking 2 more breaths in your downward dog. I'm changing sides. You stay where you are. Beautiful. From downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Release the right knee down. Inhale, bringing arms alongside the ears for that low lunge once again. Shoulders come away from the ears. Remember, option to interlace the fingers or keep hands shoulder width apart if that feels safer for you. As you glance down, make sure that left knee is above the ankle. We've got a big 90-degree angle there. 2 more breaths. Keep engaging through the core here, bracing the core, engaging through the glute, all protecting the lower back as we lean back. And as we exhale, bring hands to heart center. Preparing for your twisted lunge on the opposite side. So right elbow comes to left knee. Begin to press palms together. Maybe this is enough for you here. Option to take the gaze up to the ceiling to challenge that balance. If you came with me on the other side, then come with me again and tuck the toes, lifting that knee to straight. And your next exhale, releasing the hands either side of the front foot, stepping back, flowing back through your vinyasa. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, lift the hips, find your way back into your downward facing dog. Yeah, notice the space in the hips here, notice the space in the hamstrings. And as you inhale, lifting that right leg. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, press through the sole of the right foot. Come up into your crescent lunge here. We're going to do a few pulses, if you like, or reps. As you exhale, bend the elbows, open through the heart, bend the back knee. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale to pull wide, always engaging through the upper back and shoulders here, and giving those legs a bit of a strength stimulus there. Exhale, pull elbows wide, stay proud through the chest, and inhale, lift and lengthen. Good. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, stepping back, flowing back through vinyasa. Option to keep one foot off the ground if you want something a little bit more spicy today. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the hips. Notice how the core works a little bit harder as we lower with one leg off the ground, with 3 points of contact with the earth rather than 4. Good. Inhale, left leg reaches up, three-legged dog. Again, keep both hips pointed towards your mat. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Inhale, high lunge. Remember, knee stacked above the ankle. Same setup as before. Exhale, pull elbows wide, open through the heart center. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, pull elbows down towards the hip, engage the upper back and shoulders. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Last one here, yogis. Exhale, bend into knees. Quads working here too, and core working to keep us balanced. Inhale to lift, and exhale to float hands either side of the front foot. Find your way back through a vinyasa. Now, options to go through that vinyasa again if you wish, or to skip vinyasas. There's no magic number of them that lead to enlightenment or to an advanced practice. So you can always just skip a vinyasa and meet us in downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here to reset. Now, down dog is an engaged pose, is an active pose. You try not to rest. Keep pressing palms into the ground, pressing arms alongside the ears, chest towards the thighs. And notice that we can actively push the heels down towards the earth. A really nice release through the hamstrings here. Beautiful. Inhale, soften the knees, looking to where you're headed. Exhale, options to step forwards, maybe jump or float if you've got a more experienced practice here. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms alongside the ears, find your chair pose. Now, traditionally, we're going to bring the feet together. Squeeze through the inner thighs. If that doesn't work for you for whatever reason, just bring the feet hip width apart. Notice if that feels safer for you today. Tuck the tailbone under, slightly lift the pelvis, engage it through the core. Traditionally, hands will be together, looking up at the prayer. If that doesn't work for your shoulders, as you'll see, I'm a bit limited today. Maybe you reach the hands shoulder width apart or slightly further forward. Taking one last breath in your chair pose. Good. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. We'll start twisting to the left first, yogis. So take your right elbow to your left knee. Have a little glance down at your knees. Make sure your knees are still level. So notice if one knee slides further forward than the other. Then as you bring the hips a little bit lower, see if you can press palms together, just like we did in that twisted lunge, and take a nice rotation through the spine. Now, I know there's quads might be burning here, yogis, so stay with the breath. Try not to be distracted. And as you exhale, release. Have a little pedal through the heels if you need to. Shake it all out. Lovely. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Engage through the upper back and shoulders. Bringing your gaze to the horizon of the room where the floor meets the wall. And exhale to empty and fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Good. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana in Sanskrit. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Now twisting the other way. Left elbow finds the right knee this time. Yeah, now I'll give you the view from the back. And press the palms together. Again, glance down at the knees. Make sure the knees are still level. That's going to influence whatever's happening at the hips. And we know those hips and the alignment of our hips is so important for our running. So see if you can bring the hips lower. With the knees level, keep lifting the navel in towards the spine. Rotating through the back and shoulders. And exhale to release. Lovely. Almost there, yogis. Inhale to lift halfway. Engage. Hands can come to shins or maybe just above the knees. If you feel a bit more open, stay with fingertips down. And exhale to forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, we're going to come to rising. Urdhva Hastasana, palms to touch. Upwards facing prayer. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. We're going to transition straight into a warrior 3 here, yogi. So shift the weight onto your left leg. Feel free to bend the knee if you need to. As you exhale, begin to kick back with your right foot and send the fingertips forward. So a little bit of a balance pose here. If it feels too intense, you're wobbling already, bring the hands to heart center. Keep your gaze at one point in the room that's not moving. Keeping the hips square. Flexing toe towards the shin. We'll take one more deep breath here. See if you can get that straight line from head to heel. I'm losing my balance myself, so stay with the breath. Good, and exhale to release. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms alongside the ears, upward facing prayer. Exhale, bring hands back to heart center. Good. Come back to your awareness, come back to your breath, your focus, your intention for the day. And we'll try again on the other side. So shifting weight onto the right-hand side. We've all got one side that's more stable than the other, so don't be alarmed when it comes to the wibbles and wobbles. Deep breath in, grow tall. Big exhale as you kick back through the left heel, maybe reaching arms forwards if you did on the other side. Options to keep the hands at heart center, or maybe float the arms back like an airplane if that helps you stay balanced. Good. See if you can lean that torso forwards, keep a straight line from head to heel. Good. Keep focusing the gaze on somewhere in the room that isn't moving. Warrior 3 here, Virabhadrasana 3. Good, and in your own time, slowly as you can, releasing that back leg down and releasing the body down. Take a soft bend in the knees, grab hold of opposite elbows. Find this little ragdoll as you release any tension through the neck, through the back, through the shoulders. Good, slowly beginning to root down through the soles of the feet. Rolling up on the each inhale as you lift vertebrae, stack the spine. Last thing to come up is the chin away from the chest. We'll find our Tadasana, so our mountain pose at the top edge of our mat. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Now we do one vinyasa to make our way down towards the ground. One sun salutation to make our way down to the ground. So on your inhale, draw the arms alongside the ears, bringing palms to touch. Upwards facing prayer. Exhale to hinge at the hips and forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to plant the hands. Maybe you're feeling warm enough to step or jump your way back. As you bend the elbows, find Chaturanga. Good. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, bring shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, find downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths in down dog. As you inhale, spread the fingers. Exhale, press the palms into the mat. Good. Inhale, wrapping shoulders around the back. So we're rotating externally. And last deep breath here. Inhale, bend the knees. Take a look at where you're heading. Exhale, step, jump or float your way forwards, but keep hips down onto heels. Alright, start to walk your hands towards the back of your mat. Prepare for your seated poses now. Legs come out to extend to straight. Now we're going to go into what we call Navasana or our boat pose. So a few options here. Start to bend the knees and shuffle the hips closer to the heels so you don't run out of space at the back of your mat. Start to lift the heels, so they're in line with the knees. Grabbing hold of the backs of the legs. Option 1 is to stay here. If this feels good for you, stay here. If you've already got that tremor of truth in the tummy, stay here. If you want to take things a little bit further, you're feeling a bit more strong and engaged through your core, roll the shoulder blades back. Straighten legs. You can keep holding the back of the legs already. I'm feeling it in my core already. No problem here. Good. We can take it one step further and release hands either side of the legs and find your boat pose. A bit more traditionally here, Navasana. On your next exhale, begin to lower down. Shoulders and heels lower together for 4, 3, 2, and pause. Everyone pressing down for the lower back here. Feel the abs engage for 3, 2, 1. Leaving that low boat and release. Heels down, shoulders down simultaneously. Have a little breather, but don't get too comfortable. We've still got work to do. Working into your bridge poses now, yogis. We're going to bring the feet flat so the feet are beneath the knees. We should just about be able to touch the heels with our fingertips. Little pelvic rock here, pelvic tilt, should I say, as we tilt the pelvis forwards. A little bit of space beneath the lower back and your mat. And as you exhale, press in lower back into the mat. Notice how the core engages as you do so. Pelvic rock again. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back. Lower back is flat, core is engaged. So we'll do one more and then begin to lift into our bridge. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards. Exhale, tilt the pelvis backwards and begin to drive through the heels. Find a straight line between the shoulders, the hips, and the knees. So glutes are doing the work here, not the lower back. With that alignment, shoulder, hips, and knee, breathing here. A few options. We can take it a bit further as we interlace the fingers. Find a little bit more of a back bend and bring the palms together. Squeeze the palms together and reaching fingertips towards the heels there. This is a bit more of a challenge if you wish. No need to go here. There's no expectation to go here because there's no hierarchy in those poses, remember? Yeah, take it one more deep breath. And as you exhale, begin to lower as you release that bind. We're going to head into that same pose. This time we're going to add a marching element to it. So stability of the pelvis is really important for our running. And this will give us some single legs, some unilateral alignment, especially in particular for our running strength and stability. So big inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back and under, drive through the heels, lifting hips up. Marching this time, so find stability through the hands or the elbow as you lift one foot off the ground, that knee come to 90 degrees, and exhale to lower. Beautiful. Inhale to lift. Keep pushing down through the opposite heel, keeping that hip height, that pelvic height. Good. Pelvis stays square, hips stay level. One breath in, one breath out. Moving continuously. We'll do one more each side. Feel how that glute's working, how the core's working here. And once you finish 3 on each side, exhale to release and lower. Beautiful. So yogis, we're going to challenge that core a little bit more now. So the glutes, the pelvis, core, they all work together when we're running, especially unilaterally. So one leg on the ground at a time, as we typically are when running, unless you're hopping along. So let's float those knees up into a bit of a upside down tabletop position. We call this a dead bug. So knees are at 90 degrees with the heels and the hips, and hands are going to reach up to the ceiling in line with the shoulders. I want you to take opposite hand to opposite knee. So let's start right hand towards the left knee. Almost imagine you've got a grape or a satsuma between the hand and the knee, and you want to squeeze that grape and squeeze that satsuma. Similar sensation to earlier with the pelvic tilt as that lower back is pressed into the floor. Big breath in here. As you exhale, reach right leg forwards, heel taps the floor, and left arm backwards. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, send it out. Inhale, bring it in. We'll do 5 each side here. Notice how the core wants to, or the lower back wants to extend. Try to avoid any space between the lower back and the mat. And last one, as you exhale, reaching right leg forwards, left arm back. Beautiful. Bring it in to reset. Again, one side may feel different to the other, so just take note for next time. Left palm squeezing that grape or satsuma between the knee and the palm. Pushing palm into knee and pulling knee into palm. Notice how those lower abs start to fire up already. Exhale, right arm back, left leg forwards. Heel taps, fingertips touch. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, reaching. Arm and leg away from the midsection. Get to always thinking about alignment here. Can we keep the core engaged? Can we keep toes pointing up? Can we extend arm and leg away from the body without extending through the lower back, all right? Beautiful. I think we're at 3, maybe 4 or 5. Once you've done 5 each side, then we're just going to bring it into a resting position. Wonderful. Let's have a little release of the hamstrings, a little twist, and then we'll wrap up, okay? Almost there, yogis. Good. Straighten both legs, and then inhale, right leg up. So you've got a straight leg, visualizing that the sole of that right foot is flat against the ceiling. Finding a hamstring stretch as you gently pull the right leg in towards the chest. Just come to wherever feels safe for you today. Option to rotate the ankles. You feel a bit more of a release. Notice how the ankle feels, rotating in both directions. Maybe spend some more time in any particular area that feels a bit sticky today. Wonderful. In your own time, begin to bend into that right knee. Gently hug the right knee into chest and shuffle the hips over towards the right. Taking a gentle supine twist as left hand guides the right knee across the body and reach the arm out in line with the shoulder, looking towards the opposite fingertips. Beginning to slow everything down now. Beginning to release and let go with each exhale. Just gently surrendering deeper into the twist. Good. Slowly begin to guide that right knee back to center. We'll repeat that same little sequence on the other side. Inhale, left leg reaches up to ceiling. Keep the left leg as straight as feels possible. If you need to keep a soft bend in the knee, that's fine. But try to extend so the sole of the foot is flat against the ceiling. It may look slightly different to you. Maybe you're back here. Maybe you've got a towel or a prop you're able to pull, a strap, that you're able to pull that leg into straight. Do keep shoulder blades back and down away from the ears. Good. Breathing into that hamstring stretch. Just notice where you start to feel that sensation, that little tug of the hamstrings. But stay with the breath here. Again, no need to push yourself into any pain or any discomfort. Just meet yourself where you're at today. Last deep breath. And exhale to bend that left knee. Start to hug the left knee into the chest. Shuffle the hips over to the left. And then right hand guides left knee over towards the right hand side of the mat. Left arm reaches in line with the shoulders. Try and prioritize shoulders staying flat on the mat. Gaze over to left fingertips and slowly begin to release. Letting go. Nowhere to be, nothing to do. And in your own time, taking one last breath in this twist. Before we gently begin to blink the eyes open, guiding left knee over to the center. And like we've been doing so far in this series, just going to extend the legs to round off this practice in Shavasana. And so feet are about hip width apart. Allow the toes to fall to the outside edge of the mat. One hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Bring your awareness to your breath here. Noticing the rise and fall of the abdomen. Letting go of any tension in the body, just gently find yourself to this place of final rest. Work the core pretty hard here. Some nice functional strength patterns today here too. So a gentle, dynamic flow. We can say that box has been ticked. And I look forward to seeing that posture improving in your running. Spending as long as you need to here, yogis. You can pause this video here if you prefer to. If you're coming with me to round the practice off now, we'll take 3 deep breaths together, breathing into that bottom hand first. Exhale to release. Inhale, bottom hand rises. Exhale, bottom hand falls. Last one, deep breath in. And exhale to release. In your own time, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Rotate the wrists, rotate the ankles. Take a big stretch, reaching fingertips back and reaching toes forwards. And then bring knees into chest and we'll rock onto our left hand side. Curling up into a little ball here. Take as long as you need to, as I said. Feel free to pause at any point. And begin to press the ground away when you're ready to. Come back up to seated. Inhale, shoulder blades back, rock them down, and when you're ready to, bring hands to heart center, thanking yourself for showing up. thanking your body for all it's been able to do. And lastly, thank you from me to you for practicing with me today. I'll see you soon. Peace.